Hey guys, thanks for tuning into CMTEQ channel. This is tutorial number 15 on our series of learning C programming by coding. Now in this tutorial, we're going to learn how to check whether a number is positive, negative, or it is equal to 0. This is in the case of a 32-bit integer, and these integers in a 32-bit mode gives you a decimal value of 2 to the power of 31 minus 1. That will give you positive number, and if you want negative number, you just have to put the minus there. And if you compute that value on your calculator, you're going to get this range here. So this will be the negative number and this will be the positive number. So that's how big it is. So if you put this number on an x-axis, you're going to have 0 on the center, and on this side you're going to have positive number like that, and on the other side you're going to have obviously negative numbers like that, and this will be all the way from 0 to minus this big number. And on the positive side here is also going to be from 0 to this big positive decimal number. So your C compiler already understands these axes and these ranges of this integer in a 32-bit mode. So which means writing our program will be very easy for our compiler to check that. So we're just going to write a simple if else condition statement that's going to check the number that the user will input. So to do that, we're going to first start by declaring our variable. So variable declaration, because we want to enter these integers. They can even be comma separated values integer, it doesn't matter, but we're still going to check whether they are positive or negative. So in that, we're going to use the double variable type. So we're going to say number, okay, and we're going to ask the user to enter the number. So we're going to say printf. If you've been watching this tutorial series, you already know what to do here. Please enter a number. And now from here, you can then go ahead and use the scanf function to handle the input that the user is going to enter. Okay, so, and because you're going to be using the double variable type, so in here, the format specifier for the double will be %lf, and then you're going to pass it there for number. And now you can go ahead and start checking for the numbers. Checking the input number. And now you can start using your if statement. So if number, okay, is less than 0,0, so like that. So we're assuming that the user is going to enter a double. So if that number is less, that means the number is on a negative side. Okay, it's on the left side of 0, so which means it is a negative side. So you can then go ahead and let's use this print statement here. So from here we can just say you have entered a negative number. Okay, you have entered a negative number. We don't have to show the number that the user have entered. Then we can go ahead else if, okay, this is another checking number, okay, is equal to 0. In this case, we can just copy this one here again, and you guessed it, you're just going to say you have entered 0. And then from here we can just say everything else is not true. Then we go straight into the last statement. We just change you have entered a positive number. So this is basically the program. So first of all, you asking the user to enter, please enter a number. Once the user enter a number, and then you start checking that number. Well, if the number that the user entered, if it's less than 0, that means the number is on the negative side. So you just print you have entered a negative number. But if that number is equal to 0, then you say, well, you've entered 0. Otherwise, you've entered a positive number. This is as simple as that. Now let's go ahead and check it to see if it's working. Okay, so let's enter a number. Well, let's start from entering -5, okay? And it says you have entered a negative number. So the compiler is clever already to understand that we've entered a negative number. I just put a new line there and another new line here and here. This is just to clear our screen a little bit. Now we're going to run it again, and this time let's enter 0. You have entered 0. The program is working. Let's enter a positive number. Let's take a very big positive number, not too big that it won't recognize it as an integer. Now let's enter a positive number, a big positive number. You have entered a positive number. Let's check for a big negative number. You have entered a negative number. So the program is working, and even if you enter a comma separated negative number or positive number, let's say 1.2 like that, it will tell you you have entered a positive number, because it is still a positive number even if it has a comma separated value. So this is it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Once again, don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe. Like this tutorial if you find anything useful. Until next time, cheers.